If you've ever tried selling digital products on Etsy, you know the hardest part isn't the design, it's getting sellers to actually trust your templates enough to buy. But here's the thing, most Etsy sellers are desperate for professional-looking Canva templates that save them time, yet they're overwhelmed by generic options that don't fit their brand. That's exactly why starting a Canva template business specifically for Etsy sellers is a practical, low-cost opportunity that taps into a hungry, growing market. Right now, with more people launching Etsy shops every day and Canva becoming the go-to design tool, sellers are actively searching for templates that help them stand out without hiring a designer. You don't need any design experience to get started, just a basic Canva account, a few hours to learn the platform, and a willingness to understand what sellers actually need. But here's the catch most beginners miss. If you just copy what's already popular, you'll blend in and struggle to make sales, so you need a smarter approach to stand out. In this video, I'll walk you through exactly how this business works, how to create templates that sellers will pay for, how to price them, and the biggest mistake to avoid so you don't waste your time. So let's start by looking at why Etsy sellers are so hungry for templates in the first place. So let's start with the big picture of what this business actually is. You're going to create digital templates inside Canva and sell them to Etsy sellers who need better designs. These are things like social media graphics, product listing images, or printable planners that Etsy shop owners customize for their own customers. You make money every time someone buys your template and they pay you through Etsy's platform. The key here is that you're not selling physical products, so there's no inventory or shipping to worry about. Once you design a template, you can sell it over and over again without any extra work. Your goal is to build a small catalog of templates that solve common problems for Etsy sellers. Now let's talk about why this is such a smart time to jump into this business. Right now, more people than ever are starting Etsy shops, and they all need professional-looking designs. Most new sellers don't have design skills, so they're actively searching for ready-made templates they can just edit. Canva has become the go-to tool for non-designers, which means your templates are easy for them to use. The demand is growing fast because Etsy itself is pushing sellers to have polished branding and listings. A common mistake is thinking you need to be a graphic designer, but you really just need to understand what sells. The upside is that you can start with zero audience and still get sales through Etsy search traffic. This business is attractive because it's low risk and has a clear path to consistent income. Next, let's figure out if this business is actually a good fit for you personally. This business works best for people who enjoy organizing information and making things look clean and simple. You don't need to be an artist, but you should like playing around with colors, fonts, and layouts. It's also a great fit if you want a side hustle that doesn't require talking to customers all day long. Most of your time will be spent designing templates and optimizing your Etsy listings, not handling support calls. A realistic truth is that you need patience in the beginning because sales will not come overnight. But if you're consistent and willing to learn what buyers want, this can become a steady income stream. The best part is you can work from anywhere with just a laptop and an internet connection. Now let's look at exactly what you need to get started without spending a lot of money. If you're still watching, that tells me you're seriously considering this template business. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What part of creating Canva templates for Etsy sellers feels hardest to you? Is it the design skills, the research, or just getting started? Drop your answer below and let's talk it through. While you're at it, hit that like button to help more people find this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. Stick around, the next few minutes will walk you through the exact setup process. The good news is, you can start this business for under $50 if you're smart about it. You'll need a Canva Pro subscription, which costs about $13 a month and gives you access to premium templates and elements. You also need an Etsy seller account, which is just 15 cents per listing to get started. A basic laptop or even a tablet will work fine because Canva runs in your browser. One mistake people make is buying expensive design software they don't actually need. Canva Pro has everything you require to create professional templates without any extra tools. Your biggest investment will be your time learning what types of templates actually sell well. Next, let's walk through what a typical day looks like when you're running this business. A typical day starts with checking your Etsy shop for new orders and any customer messages. Then you might spend an hour or two designing a new template based on what's trending in the marketplace. You'll also need to write clear descriptions and set up your listing with good keywords so people can find you. Another part of the work is updating older templates to keep them fresh and competitive. A realistic truth is that some days you'll feel like you're just staring at a blank Canva canvas. But the upside is that once a template is listed, it can sell while you sleep or take a day off. The work is creative but also repetitive, which is actually perfect for building a scalable business. Now, let's get into the very first steps you need to take to launch your shop. Your first step is to open Canva Pro and look at what kinds of templates are already popular on Etsy. Spend some time browsing Etsy for terms like Canva template for Etsy sellers to see what's selling. Then pick one simple template type, like a product listing image, and create your first design. Make sure your template is fully editable and includes instructions so buyers know how to use it. A common pitfall is trying to make too many templates at once instead of perfecting just one. Focus on quality over quantity and get that first listing live before you move on to the next idea. Once your first template is listed, you can start learning from customer feedback and improving your next design. In the next part of this video, I'll show you exactly how to find the best-selling template niches on Etsy. Once you have a few templates ready, the next big question is how to actually find your first customers. This part matters because even the best designs will not sell if nobody sees them. The simplest way to start is by joining Etsy seller groups on Facebook or Reddit and offering genuine help before promoting anything. You can also search for Etsy shop critiques and offer to redesign a banner or listing image for free in exchange for a testimonial. A common mistake is trying to sell to everyone instead of focusing on one niche like wedding invitation templates or social media kits. The upside here is that Etsy sellers are actively looking for ways to save time, so your templates solve a real problem. A practical step is to create one free template and share it in a group with a link to your shop for more. Once you land that first customer, you will start to see how the whole process flows into the next part of the business. Pricing your templates can feel tricky at first, but it is one of the most important decisions you will make. If you price too low, you will burn out quickly, and if you price too high, you might scare off early buyers. A good rule of thumb is to look at what similar templates sell for on Etsy and set your price right in the middle of that range. For a single social media template pack, something around $10 to $15 is a common starting point for beginners. A realistic pitfall is thinking you have to charge less because you are new, but that actually makes your work look less valuable. The benefit of fair pricing is that it attracts customers who respect your work and are willing to pay for quality. A simple takeaway is to calculate how much time each template takes and make sure your hourly rate feels fair to you. Getting your pricing right early on will make it much easier to grow without feeling underpaid. Let's talk about what you can actually earn with this business because the numbers matter for your motivation. Realistically, most beginners make somewhere between $200 and $500 in their first few months. As you build up a library of templates and get more reviews, that number can grow to a couple $1,000s per month. The key is that this is not a get-rich-quick thing, but it can become a solid side income with consistent effort. A common mistake is expecting huge sales right away and getting discouraged when that does not happen. The upside is that once a template is listed, it can sell over and over again without any extra work from you. A practical step is to aim for listing at least one new template each week to slowly build your catalog. Understanding the realistic earning potential will help you stay patient as you move into the next stage of growing your shop. Almost everyone makes a few mistakes when they start this business, and knowing them ahead of time can save you a lot of frustration. One of the biggest mistakes is trying to make every template perfect instead of just getting it listed and learning as you go. Another common error is ignoring your product descriptions and tags, which are just as important as the design itself. A practical detail is that Etsy's search algorithm relies heavily on keywords, so you need to think like a buyer when writing your listings. A realistic truth is that you will probably create some templates that never sell, and that is completely normal. The benefit of making mistakes early is that you learn exactly what your customers want much faster. A simple takeaway is to focus on one niche at first and avoid jumping between too many different styles. Once you know what mistakes to watch out for, you can focus your energy on standing out from the crowd. There are plenty of Canva template shops out there, so standing out is something you need to think about from the start. The easiest way to differentiate yourself is to pick a very specific niche that not everyone is serving well. For example, instead of making generic social media templates, you could focus on templates for vintage clothing shops or handmade soap sellers. A practical detail is that your branding and shop aesthetic also help you stand out, so keep your style consistent across all your listings. A common mistake is copying what other successful shops do instead of bringing your own unique perspective to the table. The upside of having a clear niche is that customers will remember you and come back when they need more templates. A simple step is to ask yourself what kind of seller you understand best and design specifically for them. Standing out will naturally lead to more word of mouth and repeat customers, which is exactly what we will talk about next. Once you have a few happy customers, the real growth starts when you turn them into repeat buyers and referral sources. The easiest way to build momentum is to follow up with buyers and ask if they need any custom adjustments or additional template packs. You can also include a small thank you note in your download that invites them to join your email list for exclusive freebies. A practical detail is that Etsy sellers often need new templates for seasonal promotions, so you can plan your releases around holidays. A realistic truth is that most customers will not come back unless you give them a reason, so staying visible matters. The benefit of repeat business is that it costs almost nothing to sell to someone who already trusts your work. A simple takeaway is to always deliver more value than expected so people naturally want to tell others about your shop. Building that kind of momentum will set you up perfectly for the next part of the journey, which is all about scaling your efforts. Marketing your Canva template business doesn't have to feel like a constant grind. Without a consistent plan, your shop can easily get buried in the search results. Focus on one or two platforms where your ideal Etsy sellers actually hang out, like Pinterest or Instagram. Create a simple weekly rhythm, like posting 3 times on Pinterest and 1 short video on Instagram showing a template in action. A common mistake is trying to be everywhere at once and burning out before you see results. The benefit of consistency is that your templates start getting saved and shared, which builds organic traffic over time. Pick one platform, Set a timer for 30 minutes a day and stick to that schedule for at least 2 months. Once you have a steady flow of visitors, you can start focusing on turning those views into sales. As your confidence grows, you can start moving beyond single template sales into higher value offers. This matters because selling one template at a time limits your earning potential per customer. Consider creating template bundles or full brand kits that give Etsy sellers everything they need in one download. You can also offer a premium tier with custom color adjustments or logo placements for an extra fee. A realistic pitfall is raising your prices too quickly before you have a proven track record of sales. The upside is that a single bundle can earn you the same amount as 10 individual sales, saving you time and effort. Start by adding one bundle option to your shop and test how your current audience responds. As you scale, you can even look into subscription boxes or monthly template drops for repeat buyers. Running a Canva template business comes with some real challenges you need to prepare for. Knowing these upfront keeps you from getting discouraged when things don't go perfectly. One challenge is that competition on Etsy can be fierce, especially in popular niches like wedding invitations or social media kits. You may also deal with customers who expect endless revisions or don't understand the difference between a template and a custom design. A common mistake is trying to please every single buyer, which drains your energy and time. The good news is that most challenges are manageable with clear policies and a strong niche focus. Write a simple refund and revision policy up front and stick to it to protect your boundaries. Accepting that not every sale will be smooth helps you stay steady and focused on the long game. This business is not for everyone, and that's completely okay to admit. If you hate the idea of creating templates over and over again, you will likely burn out quickly. You also need a basic comfort level with Canva's tools and a willingness to learn design trends. People who want instant, big money without putting in the upfront work should think twice before starting. Another realistic sign to reconsider is if you struggle with patience because growth usually takes months. On the flip side, if you enjoy creative work and don't mind a slow start, this can be a great fit. The key is to be honest with yourself about your interests and tolerance for repetition. If you still feel excited after reading this, then you are likely the right person to move forward. Here is a straightforward 30-day plan to launch your Canva template shop without feeling overwhelmed. This structure matters because it breaks a big goal into small, doable steps. In week 1, pick one niche, like planners for Etsy sellers, and research the top-selling templates in that area. In week 2, create 3 to 5 templates that fill a gap you noticed in your research. A realistic truth is that you will probably want to tweak your designs after seeing them live, so don't aim for perfection yet. In week 3, set up your Etsy shop with clear listings, keywords, and a simple banner. In week 4, start posting your first marketing content on Pinterest and note what gets the most saves. By the end of the month, you will have a live shop with real products and a small marketing habit in place. The reason this business is worth your time is that it rewards creativity, consistency, and patience. You don't need a huge audience or a big budget to start making sales on Etsy. Every successful template seller began with 0 sales, so your first few months are just part of the process. There will be days when you question if it's working, and that's normal for any business. What makes the difference is showing up, learning from your results, and refining your designs over time. The best part is that you own your shop, your templates, and your schedule, which gives you real freedom. If you take one step today, even just choosing your niche, you are already ahead of most people who only think about it. Now go open Canva, start exploring, and give yourself the chance to build something that is truly yours. So now you have a clear picture of how a Canva template business for Etsy sellers actually works. You know the steps, the tools, and the kind of effort it takes to get started. The next move is yours. Maybe you'll sketch out a few template ideas or open Canva and play around today. If this video gave you a clearer path, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. For more practical guidance and useful resources, head over to www.wealthylifetribe.com. That's where you'll find extra motivation, support, and deeper learning for building real income opportunities. Subscribe and follow along so you don't miss the next step-by-step breakdown. Now go turn that idea into a design. You've got this.